guys, welcome back to another edition of Rock Talk America. Our first one after a bit of a break. We were away for a while and just come back on board. Actually, our first one out of Texas, actually. So in the little studio that we've got, not much of a studio, just a little room really. Look, my guest, first guest after the break, is none other than Rod Manicum. Yeah, my cousin actually. He was visiting from Australia, and basically we're just making sure that he's comfortable in the United States because it's his first time here. He's never been to the US before, and by all accounts, Rod.
G'day.
How do you find America?
I like it.
Yeah,
it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Every place I've been to, people are just nice and friendly.
People are friendly and nice. So, your first time in America must have been quite a sort of a cultural shock. It's quite different to where we come from.
Yeah, anywhere I'll get a cultural shock.
Sorry?
Well, the culture gets a shock with me.
The culture gets a shock with you. Yeah. So, what have you seen? Where have you been?
I arrived after a grueling 40-hour trip. I arrived LA. 35-hour trip. I arrived at LA. And
it's not uncommon for us Aussies, especially West Australians, to travel for 35 to 40 hours just to get to our destination in the US. And yeah, how do you feel?
So yeah, I when I arrived, everybody was just so friendly. Immigration was
no problems with customs and immigration.
No problem at all. They were pretty friendly. They asked whether it was my
They didn't
trip.
Divert you to Mexico, going, "You illegal."
No, they did not. I was quite surprised actually.
Now I also know that being in the United States for the first time, and well, I guess. Looking the way that you are, a lot of people speak to you in Spanish. Is that right?
I gotta say that I get a lot of that. All I have just one sentence for them is no habla español.
No habla español.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Look, what can I say? It's for me. I mean, I've enjoyed the United States. I've been here for a little while now. I've been here a few times in the past. But highlights, mate. I mean, what have you seen that sort of sticks out and will probably be with you as a good memory?
I got to Vegas. I love Vegas. Nevada was beautiful. I've seen a lot. I've gone down to the Hoover Dam. Had a couple of mates who lived in Vegas who took me around to also the Red Rock Canyon.
Red Rock.
It was just amazing.
I've never been to Red Rock myself. Yep.
And in Vegas itself was just fantastic, the hotels and the casinos and everything was just pretty spot on. And growing up, looking at the way films were made in Vegas, and you guys know I make films for a living, so that meant a lot to me being in Vegas. So that was one, and then getting over to Utah after that for your wedding. That was fantastic. Had a great time at Zion, and I've never seen anything like it.
One of the reasons Rod's here is because he came to help celebrate in my wedding with my beautiful wife Brittany, and so we thought we'd jump a few more things just in and around the US. How long are you here for, mate?
In total 3 weeks, but I've already gone from the day I got here. I've only got about 6 days left.
6 days left.
Yeah.
And how many states have you seen?
So we go. So I arrive in LA.
California.
That's California, right? But I only spend 1 hour at the airport. And then I've got Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Texas.
No, New Mexico.
New Mexico, sorry, forgot about how can I miss my alien town? And I've got 7 to come because I've got Washington State.
Going to the Pacific Northwest.
7 states.
That's pretty good for 3 weeks.
Exactly.
That's pretty good for 3 weeks.
21 days. Yeah.
So okay. Now highlights of your trip, mate. I mean, obviously you've seen some things that.
All right. So every place brought a lot of a twinkle in my eye, but the highlight of it all by far is Tombstone.
Tombstone.
As you guys know, I'm a bit of a cowboy. And when your
My father-in-law, Brian, yeah.
mentioned that Tombstone was only an hour away, and he knew that I wanted to go there, and he said, "Look, let's take a drive there." And oh my God, that was I would say the highlight of my trip so far.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you seen Tombstone?
About 25 times.
25 times. So that's a dream come true, mate.
Yeah, and White Earp and the rest. There
Yeah.
were so many westerns made on, around the Earp family and Doc Holliday.
Yeah, look, listen, we're going to take a little break, just make sure that the equipment's working properly, cameras and whatnot, and then we'll come back and ask Rod about some of the natural highlights that he's seen here in the US. It's a magnificent country from what I've seen anyway, and there's so many different facets about it.
He's
So
not wrong.
I'm sure that he'll share with us his view on that. So hang around, we won't be too long, just having a little break. We'll catch up with you in a second on Rock Talk America. Won't be too long. Cheers. See you in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back to Rock Talk America. Just here with Rod, my cousin who's in from Australia, his first trip to the US, and I think he's having a good time. Hey, I've got a couple of questions for you about the natural beauty of the United States. I mean, you've seen a few states, just a handful, I get it. You're here for a limited time, but what do you think, mate? I mean,
it's crazy. That's all I can say.
It's crazy. Okay, maybe we might get an elaboration. Okay, you want to elaborate?
All right. Red Rock Canyon was really good. It's Navajo land, right? And again, watching westerns.
That appealed to you?
When I was a kid, that really appealed to me. And it was just absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. And then, of course, we get to Zion. Zion is absolutely amazing again.
Yeah, I have to admit, the first time I went to Zion National Park, my mouth was like, oh my God. It was just stunning. And I was lucky enough to see it in the winter as well, so it was covered in snow. But obviously, this trip, there was no snow. But having said that, it's just...
And the other one that I really, that's out of this world is Bryce.
Bryce Canyon. Yes.
Bryce Canyon is like...
it is out of this world. It's another landscape, isn't it?
There's hoodoos, there's rock on top of rocks. That's never seen anything like that.
What is hoodoos? Is that
it's like a...
No. What is that like a native name for something?
I don't know. I've no idea.
Hoodoos doesn't sound English.
It doesn't sound anything.
Okay. So what is it?
It's just rocks above rocks or on top of rocks, and apparently that's what they call the hoodoos. I don't know where it's from.
Okay. Cool.
The details.
HODOS.
No, HOODOOS.
HOODOOS. Okay.
Anyway, it was just, I mean, if you look at my Facebook pages, you can see some really, really great photos of it.
Rod Moneycamp, check out his Facebook page.
There you go. So that's another one that was really, really fantastic,
Yeah.
And as we got along from Utah to a little place called Hurricane. So one of the highlights in Hurricane was the razor ride.
Yes, that was
up the rocks,
sand hollows up through there. Yep, sure.
Mikey, you did well, mate. Bloody awesome. I had a great time.
Well, that's providing Mikey's watching, but okay. But that was awesome. Mikey and Riley, the whole day out there, rock climbing on the razors.
And Nancy and Lord for welcoming me there. They're just fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's my grandparents-in-law. Nancy, Lowell, hello.
Hello, Grandma. And then getting to Brian's, which is his father-in-law.
Brian's down in Tuscany. Not Tuscany. What am I saying? Tucson. Tuscany.
That's going to Italy.
Tucson, not Tuscany.
Tucson was fantastic, and of course the highlight there was Tombstone, as we mentioned earlier on in the first chapter of the program.
Oh, how about those cactuses?
Oh my God!
Are they cool?
It was just like being in that Western movie I spoke about earlier on.
Yeah, it looked like a movie set, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And and then
But how are you finding the food in the US? Are you enjoying the food?
Really,
Is it
really delicious?
Is it a highlight for you?
Absolutely. I mean, I was never a big fan of Mexican food, but I'm a bigger fan than most people are now.
Converted, eh, mate?
Yeah, just in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
Unbelievable.
And I mean, obviously we've had quite a bit of barbecue at the wedding,
yeah.
but a man can never have too much barbecue. So we're down in Texas, and we're gonna have to give that a bash.
We're meat eaters.
So we'll have to. Well, that'll be a highlight coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But how about things like the service and things like that?
Service is really good. People are so friendly. You get great services here. And it doesn't matter whether you go to a servo, as we call it. What do you call it here?
Gas station.
Gas station, yeah. Or cafe, or restaurant, or bar. Everybody's just there to serve you.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely great.
Have you encountered any negativity, any racism, any sort of?
Not at all, not yet. Not in my 2.5 weeks.
Anything as a foreigner where people don't like you?
Yeah. In fact, they love the bloody Aussie accent.
They do love the Aussies.
And they tell you that.
They love the Aussies, and I hope the Aussies love the Americans as much. But anyway, well, I mean, I do. I love one.
That's another story.
And then, the food, the service. How do you find the driving on the different side of the road?
It's different. It's different. But I had to go.
Yeah.
And it was not that difficult.
Providing the traffic is there and you just follow the traffic, is cool. Not a problem. You follow when they turn, right on red, whatever else. It's when you're in by yourself.
I would say, you got to be put more concentration in intersections and
Yeah,
also roundabouts.
Yeah.
And car parks.
Parking lots are car parks, parking lots.
That's
they're a bit tricky. They're a bit tricky for sure.
Yeah, but it's not that difficult for me anyway.
Right, before we have another little break, what about your favourite guns? Have you had any issues? Have anybody put a gun in your face and said, "Give me your money" or anything like that?
Rubbish. There's nothing. I don't see nothing. In fact, I don't see too many negative stuff on the outside. People are.
I understand you went to a hardware store and looked at guns.
Yeah, it was
a hardware store. Like when I mean hardware, I don't mean hardware. I mean like in the form of guns. I mean hardware as in like hammer and nail. But they also sell guns.
Yeah, it sounds like a bloody kid in a candy store. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
We don't have much of that back home in Australia. We've got none of that back home in Australia anymore.
Do you find it intimidating? Do you find it dangerous? Do you find any of that?
I
mean, look, you're familiar with guns. Unfamiliar people. I think my sister's visiting as well. She's not a real gunner.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's been alarmed by anything.
I mean, look, everybody's got a bit of respect for each other here. And really so much bad behavior because maybe everybody thinks, oh, you may have a gun or,
Well, I mean, you just don't want to end up with another hole in your body that doesn't belong there, right?
That's just my point of view, but I don't really see much bad behavior here, which is nice. Maybe I'm at I don't know, the places I've visited anyway.
People seem to be good here. I mean, I haven't had any troubles at all,
I've been
really.
here for some time.
Yeah.
And I've been here, I can't say much, I've been here for 2.5 weeks, but then I've never encountered any bad behavior or anything like that, no nastiness, everyone's pretty happy.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's great.
It's very different from what you see in the media, that's what I can say.
Hey guys, we're going to have another little break, just check equipment, make sure everything's running well. A few words from our sponsors, which we still haven't got, so there's no words anyway.
Like sponsors?
Send money. But yeah, look, Rod's got a few more things to see. We went to Johnson Space Center. He'll tell you about that in a little bit. And I think he's enjoying the time here. Hey, look, listen, we won't be too long. We'll be back very shortly on Rock Talk America. All right.
See you later.
Hey guys, we're back on. So just the final third little stint, I guess, of an interview or a podcast or whatever you want to call it. Here with Rod, he's in from Australia, and we're just chatting about his first time here in the US. He's never been to the US before, So certainly an eye opener, different to where we come from. So Rod, okay. Let's have a look now. Roswell.
Yeah. I was going home.
You're going home. So is it fair to say that it was something that you've always wanted to see, the 1947 alien site crash and all that?
It's amazing how much information you actually get when you're in there.
Well, where at the museum?
The museum.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just the feel of Roswell itself, the town. It's very different.
It's a big highlight, though, isn't it?
It is. You know, like it's just so much info and so much information you can dig out of it. You know.
I mean, we went to the Roswell Museum. I mean, and there's obviously a lot of testimonials from people that for something must have happened.
Oh, and I got something there. 1947, 2nd of July is when it was said where the aliens got in or crashed.
The aliens were supposed to have supposedly crashed in the 2nd of July,
that's
1940.
my birthday. It's like what, 69, 47. That's 22 years before I was born. To the date.
So there you go. Well, maybe. Okay. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but anyway.
Maybe green and
So and then I mean, obviously the town revolves around that tourism quite a bit because there's quite a few souvenir shops, gift shops, and things like that. And
remember the place we went to? It was called the Cowboy Cafe.
Oh yeah, that's right. We went to have some breakfast at the Cowboy Cafe diner.
It was like it's like what you see in the movies, you know.
Yeah,
like
well,
Rambo and
but you know,
Superman
it was the fair income deal. I mean, like it's the true thing. You know, they're you know they were fair income cowboys in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then food was great. Eggs, everybody has eggs, bacon. That's my kind of food.
Yeah,
and
burritos the size of babies. They were. Perspective from inside the US for somebody that's actually within the country and giving us their opinion on how things are here. So I think it's pretty important to share that with everyone. Hey, look, guys, thanks very much for joining us on Rock Talk America. Please, by all means, give us as many likes as you want, send some money, whatever you like. Just like to, once again, Rod, cheers, mate. Thanks very much for being here.
No worries.
And we wish you a safe trip back.
Thank you.
And,
cheers. Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time on another edition of Rock Talk America. Take care.